Hi, this is Annie from the ADHD Minimalist, and today I would like to review this bag. It's Fjällräven, and I'm in Konken. I always think of Konken Mini as the little one because that is the one we've used most, but this one is also in Fjällräven Kånken, and it has this space for your computer. So I've used this quite a lot over the past 4 years, and so we're going to look at this, what I like and what I dislike about it in a minute. In the meantime, I just wanted to say that my book Help My Room Exploded is now for sale in the physical copy. The ebook's been out for a while for sale in pre-order, and that will continue to be for sale as well if you'd rather have the ebook. And I've priced both the soft cover and the ebook so that they're not going to be too expensive for the average person to buy. And I don't know how long I can keep those prices, because eventually I'm hoping that this book will pay me back for all of the money I invested to get it published. But for right now, you can get a cheap copy of the book and the ebook on Amazon. You just need to go to Amazon and search the title Help My Room Exploded, and the book will come up. So when you're done reading it, if you would please leave me a review, that would be wonderful. The book is about decluttering your house, and my son told me when he was about 10 that he felt his ADHD symptoms less when he had fewer things in his room. And so that sort of set me on a mission to help him declutter his room. And then I sat on the couch one evening and I thought, oh, if decluttering his room helped his ADHD be better, then what would happen if I decluttered the whole house? And at that point, I sat on the couch and I was looking at all of my clutter in the living room. And so a lot of what the book talks about is kind of getting to the root of your problem, why you're keeping things, and trying to deal with that. It's also got a lot of funny stories in it. And the first 2/3 are a little bit more for anyone who needs to declutter, and the last third is a lot kind of niches down to being really specific for families that have kids and families that struggle with ADHD. So if you know anybody who needs a copy, please send them a link and go ahead and pick up your copy today. And like I said, if you send me a review, that's the way to share the love. So thanks. Now, if we just hop on over to this bag, this is the biggest Fjällräven Kånken that I've had, and it is, let's see here, 38 centimeters by 27 centimeters and 15 centimeters deep. So this bag is it's a lot deeper than the other bags because it has this extra pocket for your computer. Even though computers aren't that thick, it's still adding an extra, what can that be, 3 centimeters maybe to the back. And this has got a lot of extra padding in it so that you don't, if you put it down hard, you're not going to ruin your computer. So I've been really happy with it. I've had my computer in this bag on trips, and I've used it as a carry-on that you put under your seat, and that's worked really well. It has these extra pads on the shoulders. Otherwise, you have to buy these separate and snap them on, but these are just permanent ones. And this really helps because the computer does weigh, I don't know, mine is smaller, but it still weighs probably, what, a kilo or something. So it's adding a lot of weight to your bag. So this is a nice thing that they did to sort of distribute the weight better on your shoulders. Let's unzip this. Okay, and then this bag is generally, the rest of it is like a normal bag. And I do kind of think that this part of the bag is a little bit deeper than normal too. We can actually check that really quick. Let's see here. This other part of the bag, well, no, it's honestly, I think it's the same. So it's 11 centimeters on this part of the bag, and then this part seems to add like almost 4 centimeters because of the computer. But the other bag that I have that's just a little bit smaller, it also has 11 centimeter depth in this just main pocket of the bag. So I guess that's about the same then. Oh goodness, and I have some stuff in here still from, a trip, I guess. Remember these? I'm glad I don't have to wear these on the airplane anymore. That was so annoying. You couldn't breathe. Goodness, I have some really weird stuff in here. A little zip bag. I honestly had no idea this stuff was in here. Oh, and I keep gum on flights because my girls, they sometimes have hurting ears on the flight. Well, that's about it. But there should be one of those things that you sit on. I'm not honestly sure what to call them in English. In Swedish, they're called sittunderlag, just thing that you sit on, but you know, they look like this. And so that one is missing in this bag. I don't know what we did with it, but it doesn't really matter because I'm mainly using this for trips. And when I have my computer in it, I'm not usually taking the computer out and everything out of it and reusing it as a day pack. I usually have some other bag along that I'm using as a day pack or a fanny pack or something. So I haven't really missed not having the thing to sit on. But what you can do is you can honestly just go to a sports store and then you buy one of those big rolls that you might lay on or put under your sleeping bag. And Sweden, you use those for everything. You sit on them, you take them to the ski slope and you lay them out and you kind of lay in the snow. And then of course you have to have a shovel with you because you kind of like, you hack away the snow so you get a perfect place to sit or lay, and then you roll those out and you lay there when you're tired of skiing. Or maybe you start a fire in the in the little forest beside the ski slope and you make some food. But anyway, so like I said, I'm not really missing this, but you can cut one out of another bigger piece of that stuff that I'm sorry, I don't really know what you call that in Sweden. In English, I mean, in Sweden, the big one is called liggunderlag and the small one is called sittunderlag. But it's just something that you would have at any normal camping store. And so usually here they're not very expensive and they're not that hard to cut in if you have a bigger scissors. So just make another one if you lose yours. So other than that, I kind of wanted to point out that this bag is a little bit dirty. There's the worst spot. I don't know. There's something. It's like, it doesn't seem to look as bad on the screen as it does in real life. But, and then even on the front of this, if you can see that, it's getting pretty dirty and like in the corners and stuff. So this color is maybe not the best color. Here it's also really dirty by the zipper because I'm touching it there all the time. And this bag is waxy, kind of a little bit more of like a waxy feel to it. And it's a little bit thinner than, I did a review of this one, you can go watch that video as well, but this one has a lot thicker material and it just feels a little bit, it looks nicer longer and it feels like it's gonna, maybe it's a little bit better quality, so it's gonna be nice and keep its shape and everything for a lot of years. And I mean, these actually do really well too. I know people who've had them their entire lives and then their kids started using them, but they do get pretty dirty if you don't buy dark gray, navy, dark hunter green, dark purple, some of these darker colors. Like we had a blue one for a while for our son and it was the only blue they had at the time. It wasn't navy. I think navy is a good color, but it wasn't baby blue and it wasn't navy. It was like something in between. It was also like terribly, terribly dirty after our son was using it, used it maybe from when he was 2 or 3 until he was 10 or something like that, and it looked terrible after that. So pick a dark color if you want it to keep it for a long time and you want it to stay looking nice. But other than that, I'm not sure if these all feel waxy or if this one just is, because I actually went and I sprayed the bag with what you call impregnering in Swedish, but it's just one of those, it's like a waterproof spray. It just kind of keeps the bag from getting as dirty. So if you have a new bag, the first thing I would do is just buy some of this waterproof spray and just spray it really, really well. Maybe do it twice before you start using it. And that sort of helps some of the dirt to sort of just like roll off. But it's also like if you wash it, sometimes it'll help it get cleaner in the wash too, because the dirt didn't really get into the material. It didn't like go as deep. But then after you wash it, you're gonna have to spray it again like 1 or 2 times, just so you know. But I did spray this and it might be why it feels a little bit waxy to me. I'm not really sure if they treat the material themselves before they give you the bag, but I felt like it really wasn't enough to keep the bag looking nice, even if they did put some kind of treatment on it. So that's my suggestion if you want to keep the bag longer and you really want to have a light color. But honestly, after about 4 years, even though I've been spraying this bag, it's eventually started to look kind of sad. But this bag has been to the USA several times. It's been on other trips. It's been on road trips in the car where people's dirty feet were on the floor beside the bag, which was on the floor with all of the stuff for the kids to use in the car. So it's been used a lot. So I guess it's not very surprising that it's dirty. But like I said, about some of my other bags that you kind of need packing cubes or some kind of see-through like little zip things for toiletries that you can put in here to organize stuff, because honestly nobody likes to have a child, or even yourself, if you're like, oh, I'm really hungry, I need a snack, and you're just digging out in here and you have to stop and take everything out and you're on a hike or in the city somewhere and you're just making a mess and you can't find what you want. That's not a fun situation for anybody to be in. So make sure you get some kind of organizing cubes, especially if you're going to go on a long trip with this bag. Let's see, these pockets on the front I think are pretty much all the same, but I do kind of feel like the pocket is decently big, but the zipper doesn't allow you to get all that much stuff in and out of it. So I've pretty much just used maybe having a wallet in here, or maybe if I was worried that the wallet was going to get stolen, I would put that back here with the computer. But then I would maybe just put snacks in here or something that you want to be able to get to really, really quickly, and then use the packing cubes for everything else that's inside the bag. And this bag was a little bit cheaper than this bag, but I think in the long run it might pay off because this bag still looks really nice. It's also a darker color, but it's not getting these same like weird gray, you know, you see that it's like this weird gray thing that is something, I don't know, I maybe caught it on the cart or something at the airport, and it has several of those. Let's see, here's another one, just like something just dirty just went, and I cannot get that off. I've tried washing this thing, I've tried using special detergents and special sprays and stuff to get it, and I can't get it clean. So that's like one thing that this bag isn't doing, which kind of gives us a little bit of plus points. On the other hand, this bag might have got a little bit more use than the other bag. So I don't know, sometimes a little bit more money up front will keep your item looking nicer for a longer period of time, and then you don't have to rebuy it, or I don't know. I guess if we would quit worrying about the way things look so much, we could keep things longer, because there's nothing wrong. There's absolutely nothing wrong with this bag. And I'm going to continue to use it on trips because it's the perfect bag for my computer. But I mean, you do kind of get tempted to replace things when they start looking dingy and dirty. And so I think maybe in general, everybody should just try to migrate to colors that will look nice longer, so that you can keep things longer, so it's better for the environment. But but other than that, I've been really happy with this bag, so I would suggest this bag to anybody. And the only thing I guess that I really miss when I'm using it as a travel bag is this strap here that you use to like hook it on the carry-on. So I've kind of been doing, it's a little bit more complicated because you have to pull on these and sort of make them flat, and then you snap this up here. But the annoying thing is that then when you put it back on, that you have to readjust everything. But that sort of helps you kind of like get it, if you kind of twist it and put it over the carry-on handle, and then you just pull it tight and you snap it up here, it sort of helps. You can also put these over, but it's not quite as good as having that strap there that you would use on some of the other carry-ons that just holds the handle, and then you wouldn't have to readjust all of this stuff. So, well, Fjällräven, if you're listening, I do wish for some of these straps just so that they're more convenient to take on trips, and that would probably include all of the bags, maybe with the exception of the like Konken mini. That might not be necessary on that one, but the bigger bags, it would be nice. So anyway, let me know if you have a similar Konken bag and what you think of it in the comments. And if you've bought my book or my ebook and looked at it and have a comment about that, then please leave it. I love to reply to the comments, so I think that's really fun. So if you have anything to say or have a question, just drop me a line. Bye.